Good morning, good evening, and hello. Today, in our studio, on our YouTube channel, we're gonna have a story of seasons, and that's the new part. So, the Wonderful Life is still the best game. Well, it depends on what to compare to, right? But we're not gonna compare it to the AAA projects, so we're gonna just enjoy. So, guys, take a good sip from your hot tea or your Coke or the fuck you want. But today we're gonna have a review for Story of the Seasons. Life is an adventure and then you die. Well, that's true. It's a bit harrowing when you think of it. All any of us can do is our best effort to leave a better place behind for those that follow us, because we're inevitably going to go off for the big sleeper sooner or later. There is no need to rush. It is important to take your time and soak in every moment with your family, friends, house, and crops. Sorry, this isn't an actual philosophical statement. This is a summary of Story of Seasons, A Wonderful Life. This is remake of 2003 Harvest Moon and Wonderful Life, given a fresh coat of paint and a name changed after historical licensing issues. Now I'm going to go out with my way to lay my feelings out flat. This is the best farming game. Wonderful Life's thesis is an emphasis of the live sim portion of farming games. It's always been a key part of the series in particular, but AWL takes it further than any other game. Believe it or not, farming elements are de-emphasized in comparison with the other Story of Season games. Crops are planted at one at a time instead of 3x3 squares of profit, and making a profit of those crops might end up being a secondary objective when compared to keeping a fully stocked fridge, cooking up recipes, breaking restaurant seats, or hanging out to product your neighbors to keep things in your friendly. Every time is paced slowly. Crops can take hours of in-game to play to grow. Animals will be pregnant for what feels like forever. An in-game timer takes away a rate of 1 in-game minute per real world second. This means days can last as long as 24 minutes each. Throughout will end up being closer around like 14 minutes long as cows can be milked once every 11 in-game hours, and crops should be watered twice per day in the summer. Each season lasts for 10 days, meaning each year lasts about 4 days. And 40, sorry. And there are 10 years of the main story to play through. You can already see how this game might take you a while to cruise through, but as you are waiting for crops to mature and slowly expand your farm throughout nothing but hard work, you'll also be immersed in this life save portion. A new request system proves you into interacting with your neighbors more, and investigating their homes will reveal recipes for you to add your collection. Throughout interacting with the town, you'll get to know people, and you'll quickly learn that there are several you can romance. You'll need a partner by the end of the first year, so you have to choose fast. When this game was originally released, versions with male and female playable characters were sold separately, and luckily that's no longer the case. The game has now a character creator, a non-binary option, and the pool of romanceable NPCs has been expanded, with the all choice being compatible with any character type. And it's little things that we make AWL a play. Just a few quality of life inclusions feel heaven sent. For example, just pressing the button for your tools, seeds, watering can, hoe, etc. will automatically place your in nearest position you can use it. Meaning when tending to a large crop field, you don't need to reposition your character. And that's, for me, actually that's a pro than a con. You may just make it much easier to see the status of your animals and relationship with your neighbors at the glance. Tools that bugged in early are fixed, and the economy is no longer partially broken. It makes for an experience that is a bit closer to Animal Crossing if you are a hardcore flower breeder. Instead of turning your farm into a well-oiled and practically self-sufficient machine, it's more about the sweat of your brow and the friends you made along the way. There are some frustration thought. Sometimes it feels like you don't have quite enough to do. If the animals and fields are tended to, and still it's 9 a.m., you will have time to waste in order to stay awake and put the animals back in the beer when the evening comes. You can go fishing or hunt wild herbs or mushrooms, but you will quickly learn where all spawns are for those and how often to check for them. Then it's a case of bonding with the cast from whom we won't love entirely. But slowly scraping enough money to buy expansions for your farm, having your animals deliver extra and produce, and finally seeing a harvest that has taken multiple real-world hours to grow is satisfying in extreme, which makes it all the more impactful when the 10 years are over and you die. In that time, your child might take over your place on the farm, or they might move to the city, depending on how you raise them. People living in a forgotten valley will move on, grow up, or even die. Neighbors will move out, new ones will move, each of them looking to live a happy life. Hopefully as you manage to in that time. Oh yeah, there is an option to continue playing after 10-year limit, but let's pretend it's still a poisonous error. Story of the Season, A Wonderful Life. It's one of the best farming games ever remade. What a quality of life features that is desperately needed. It's beautifully faithful to the original, sparking nostalgia in all the right places. While refining the experience, this is the most relaxing game since Animal Crossing New Horizons, and it's essential for the fans of farming and live sim RPGs. So, Nintendo Switch versions is likely problems will grow up, if anything. But from my experience on PS5, that was a real deal. There is a momentary fade out when you whistle for your horse, which takes a couple of seconds, it's minor, but ends being on one of the biggest notable instances where experience up in a bit. So, yeah, for me the story Seasons is completely packed full game, which is entertaining to play, and we should separate the good from the bad, the pros from the cons. So let's start from the bad and the cons. So unfortunately this game has a small map and the bachelor options is lacking. About the good, it's achievable and attainable goals. Also it's excellent timeline and pacing. I should say updated performance on improved classic, and honestly this is my favorite Story of the Season series. If you haven't know Story Season series, A Wonderful Life is an excellent place to start. Having previous knowledge of how the game works can be an advantage, but there is not anything you can't learn. All you need to do is work hard and make the most out every day, but most importantly have fun while doing so. And if you like me, you'll fall in love with everything the game has to offer and find the Forgotten Valley is truly an unforgettable place. Deal, that's it guys, you know what to do. Push the thumbs up and hit those bells. Also don't forget, if you have any mention and comment, I'm here still looking at all the comments. Bye.